Hi there. Today I'm going to be showing you how to use your Camius recorder, whether it's a DVR or a hybrid DVR and NVR or just an NVR, and how to add cameras to it. IP cameras from like third party or even Camius cameras, IP cameras, which is like normally it's just the most straightforward way to add cameras and they're most compatible. Um, so let's move this out of the way. I'm using a remote session, so it's gonna be a bit slower than if you had the recorder in the room, so bear with me. First off, let me just tell you a little bit about the IP. So the default IP for the recorder is gonna be mentioned on the label conveniently, so that whenever you receive it, you don't have to scramble looking for what IP it has. So it's just printed on the box. We're not going to divulge it here, so it's for your privacy. Moving on, we already changed this is just a random IP that we assigned to that DVR. Also, we changed the password, which we totally urge everybody to change their passwords, because default passwords are the guaranteed way to get hacked for just in case someone finds your stream or something. You do not want that. That said, Camias products and systems really is extremely immune and very highly encrypted, and it's one of the toughest out there, unlike some other flimsy platforms for other well-known brands. So enough of that. I'm just gonna enter the password now. So the password for the DVR NVR has to be 8 characters long. Okay, so the default port is automatically filled in. You can choose substream or mainstream, up to you, and then you can choose, click here to remember password or to open all channels automatically upon login. So we're just gonna log in now. Prior to this, you have to install. It will prompt you. The browser will prompt you to actually install some plugin. Go ahead and do that. It's safe. It's just a little exe file for your Windows device, and that will allow the video and all that to be streamed into your computer directly from your recorder. So it's a must-have. If you want to use the browser, you can completely skip the browser step and just add these cameras on the recorder itself. But over here, you have more, like, as you can see, I'm remotely doing this, so it's quite nice. I'm actually using a remote desktop, so this is not the IP you would have if you're remoting. Enough of that. So live, it's just gonna automatically load on live, and then you want to go to remote setting. So this is the playback where you can actually remotely play back your video footage. This is the local setting. This determines your browser settings. I don't think this is something that you're going to be, considering to change. But if you want the recorder's the settings configuration, you click on the remote setting tab. So as you can see, it automatically loads the display and then IP camera section. We're going to add, let me delete this one so I can just add it once more. So whatever IP camera you want to add, you want to know the IP address of that IP camera. That IP address needs to be within the same range of your recorder. And then you need to know the port, username, and password for that. So let's just add it. As you can see, you're going to be presented with a dialog. I happen to know the IP. And then that port should work. Now the protocol. So if it's a Camius product, then you just select private, because they privately know it's a proprietary protocol. They know how to talk to each other. You could even select OnVIF, but that's normally for every other camera that supports OnVIF, unless the maker of that camera is completely monopolizing and just wants to stay, closed in their own sandbox and don't want to play nice with all the other makers, which we frown upon heavily at Camius. What we do is we are all about openness, and if you don't want to end up with a piece of equipment that just doesn't work with your system. That's the last thing we want to have. So OnVIF will normally work with most types of cameras, respected brands. So let's add a Camius camera here. We're just gonna go username and password. And that should be it. So the save and the OK buttons are always above the menu. It's a bit counterintuitive, but it just takes knowing it. And as you can see, it's already on. It says its state is active here. You can just play it back directly. Let me show you also how to change the password for the recorder. So you're gonna want to go to System and then Users. Now, so here's the place where you can create different user settings and passwords and all, and or you can disable or enable. And here's the place where you can change the default admin password. Please change that with caution. Either use a password manager so you can save it and not lose it. If you ever misplace it, there's going to be a process in order to retrieve it. Obviously, this device is very secure, so it's not going to be just a button that you can reset, because that's what the first thought would be for someone who's trying to hack into your system, and that's not going to be easy for anyone to do. So just treat it as you treat the bank's password or your bank account or something like that. As you can see, the menus are very extensive. We can go through other amazing features that this recorder provides in different videos, but I hope you enjoyed this video and it did the purpose that you wanted, and you have access to the cameras as you need them.